Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome once again to another live stream on this channel. This, as always, is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are live once again for another live stream. Well, this time it's just the second time on this channel I've done a live preview and predictions video, and this is my first for an NXT TakeOver pay-per-view, and this is for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Preview and predictions, which takes place this Saturday night on the WWE Network from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. I can't remember. Does it start at 7 or 8? I have heard the rumors that takeovers are going to start starting at 7 now. I can't remember if it's going to affect now or not. So, whoever's in the live chat, if you could confirm that for me, that'd be awesome. But either way, it'll be live this Saturday on the WWE Network for just $9.99 from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, the 4th anniversary of TakeOver Brooklyn, which is kind of like the WrestleMania, I'd say, of NXT, because that's where most of the takeovers have, happened. And this was when the first, takeover was, in a big arena, not just in Full Sail. And of course, special for my heart because I was in attendance live for TakeOver Brooklyn 1. Unfortunately, due to traffic in Greensburg, PA, our mega bus got there a little bit late, and we were sprinting like idiots through New York. Well, not like idiots, but we're sprinting like maniacs through New York, trying to get to the subway and get to the Barclays Center, because I only saw half the show live, but it was still an awesome moment. And of course, TakeOver Brooklyn 2 was when Shinsuke Nakamura became the new NXT champion. Last year was the debut of the forming of the Undisputed Era. So what do we have in store for us this year for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4? 5 matches. Card's pretty stacked. I will be honest, though, and say I'm excited about the show, but compared to the past 2 pay-per-views, I feel like this one may not quite. I mean, it could. I mean, because, NXT tends to surprise us all. But my expectations aren't quite as high for TakeOver Brooklyn 4 as they were for, earlier pay-per-views. I mean, they were quite high with TakeOver Philadelphia with, what all happened with Gargano and Almas. And of course, the anticipated return to Tommaso Ciampa. TakeOver New Orleans, the card was stacked as hell. A lot of surprises. Of course, the first of the Gargano and Ciampa one-on-one matches we got. Chicago was stacked because of the rematch I knew they were having, and some other things. Again, it was a stacked pay-per-view. We didn't have any title changes that kind of, made it not quite as good. This one, again, it's still going to be a great show. TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is a good stack card as well. I'm looking forward to it. It's just, I feel like I'm not quite as excited for as I was for previous takeovers. But I'm still excited for it, but I feel like the other ones is excited just a little bit more. But this one, still looking forward to it. Could be a great show. And let's see what we got here for these predictions. So first, live chat. Let's take a roll call. Who's all here? We got Robbie saying this Saturday, the Power Princess Punch versus Submission Magician Mango. Yummy. Dakota says he's going to watch this later. I'm helping do something. He says, cough, cough, Matt Riddle. There are rumors, of course, about Matt Riddle. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. Dakota, he told me some stuff about him. So if he does make an appearance, look forward to definitely seeing, what kind of a statement he would make. Again, maybe in the NXT Championship match, who knows what could happen. But he could be the one to be revealed to be attacking Aleister Black. I'm not sure, but that could happen as well. But Dakota will catch me later, so peace out, man. Rob says, what if Rey Mysterio Jr. makes a surprise appearance TakeOver and it leads to a match between him and Adam Cole at TakeOver War Games? I'd be for that. I mean, again, it could plant the seeds for something because, a Mysterio eliminated Cole from not the greatest Royal Rumble, from the Royal Rumble match. So it could lead to something. I mean, I'd be interested in seeing that match. Wasn't what I mentioned in my predictions, but I do like that idea, Robbie, because as always, Robbie, you're a genius, and that's why we like you. So again, Robbie, I will get that plug also for you at the end for hashtag please sign Robbie at the end, I promise. But let's get right into these predictions. Dakota also said Gargano wins the belt. Bold prediction for him. Well, I'll just give you mine as well later on down the line. So let's get started. I put the match in order of how they feel they are going to happen. Starting us off, of course, with a nice hot opener. Of course, going to be the NXT Tag Team Championship match. I'm predicting to start us off with Undisputed Era is Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong taking on Mustache Mountain for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, I mean, I was a little disappointed that this match didn't have a stipulation to it. Like I said, I thought since since they had that, I was interested in what happened with the match they had from the rematch from Albert Hall in England. The story there of Trent Seven having a bad knee and doing all he can to fight out of it, but unfortunately Tyler Bate was more concerned about the safety and he threw in the towel. I thought maybe they could go kind of boil the water a little bit with that and see and just play around that because they've had several matches already. Maybe that's why I predicted in my predicted match card like an I Quit match or something like that between these two teams. But it's just gonna be a regular one-on-one match, which it'll still be a good match. Don't get me wrong. But my bold prediction is I think Undisputed Era is going to retain. But I think like last year, whenever O'Reilly and Fish appeared, which that's right. I wonder if Bobby Fish is going to be due back anytime soon. Might affect my prediction a little bit, but my thing is what if either way there's a victory, and then afterwards, since War Games have been teasing themselves, being lurking around, what if they come out there and we get kind of like a statement being made to set up, eventually, because I'm seeing right now what I think the War Games match will be this year at TakeOver War Games 2 is the Undisputed Era, Cole, Riley, Strong, maybe Fish if he's back in time. I'm not sure. Heck, actually, here's the thing. If Fish is back, then maybe the three of them, and then we can have that match for the North American Championship. Well, then again, here's the thing. Well, might have to alter a little bit because of my prediction for the North American Championship match. But yeah, what if Adam Cole if Adam Cole is still North American champion, then we can have Adam Cole and Rey Mysterio, or if it wears the championship or not, and have Fish, Riley, and Strong representing the Undisputed Era inside War Games, and then it'll still be a little strange. I do think Ricochet is going to be in there with the War Raiders, because I'm not sure who else would be the War Raiders partner, or about Keith Lee again could be a possibility. And then of course British Strong Styles, Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain, I think, are going to be the 9 participants in the War Games match. I feel like Undisputed Era will retain, but I think there'll be some type of angle also to set up the War Games 2 match. We'll start to build for that heading into TakeOver War Games 2, which is going to be Survivor Series weekend, of course. So that is my prediction for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Undisputed Era will retain, and War Raiders will come out afterwards, and it's going to have some type of angle to start, the build for the War Games match, I feel. So that is my prediction. Let's see here. Dakota says, Undertaker's advertised for 1,000th episode of SmackDown Live. Awesome. He can stay on a little longer. He can predict the Undisputed Era is going to retain, and the regular one-on-one match is another botch. Sorry, my bad. Ricochet wins the North American Championship. Undisputed Era retain. EC3 wins. Baszler retains, and Gargano wins the title. And Matt Riddle debuts at the end to take over Brooklyn. That wouldn't be too bad at all. Yeah, that's all the matches there are. That's pretty good predictions there, Dakota. Definitely take those into account as well. I think I have all except for one. One of those predictions the same as you, but I'll get to that in a second because that's what we're going to talk about. The next match, EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream. This match was tough for me to predict. Here's the thing, this might sound, maybe a little odd, but EC3 is, this is his first pay-per-view match. I feel like he already has some sort of momentum going, and he's proved himself in some ways already with some of them, higher caliber, not higher caliber, but he's had quality matches already against quality stars like Johnny Gargano, Kona Reeves, Cassius Ohno, and a few others. This match with Velveteen Dream, it's strange because Velveteen Dream, he's awesome. Don't get me wrong. However, he's been losing on takeovers. I mean, he won the match with Cassius Ohno at TakeOver Philadelphia, but then he lost. Even though the fact that he lost the match, but kind of won the war because I got Aleister Black to say his name. He still lost the match. He didn't win at TakeOver New Orleans in the North American Championship match, and he lost to Ricochet, which Cool with that. Those were losses he should have, I was fine with him having. So I kind of feel this is a weird situation here with what's going on here. I would pick EC3 because it's his first TakeOver pay-per-view. But personally, I feel like Velveteen Dream could use another win here, not just be just someone there putting guys over. I mean, I've heard rumors that they've been debating about bringing him up to the main roster here and there. So maybe if he loses, maybe he'll go up to the main roster. Not sure. Even though I'm worried that he'd be somebody that Vince would immediately screw up big time. And again, but yeah, I think EC3's win was being his first one-on-one match on a pay-per-view. So it's a tough prediction. But due to the fact I feel like he may need another win to give him some more momentum going, I'm going to pick Velveteen Dream. I mean, again, I'm not going to be upset if EC3 wins, but I just personally feel Velveteen Dream could use it more, I feel, in my honest opinion. It's probably going to be a good match. I don't expect it to be as good as Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. I thought their styles fit more together. This is just a way to probably get EC3 on the card, which, again, not a bad opponent, Velveteen Dream. I just feel like that they might not have as good chemistry. I mean, Bill's been all right, but I feel like this is not going to knock it out of the ballpark like Velveteen Dream and Ricochet did. So, again, it was a tough decision, but I want to pick Velveteen Dream over EC3 only because, I think Dream could use another win or something to get him a little bit more momentum again because he's fine, don't get me wrong. He's over as hell. But I feel like, he could use just one little nudge or something like that. And I feel like EC3, he'll be okay. So I think Velveteen Dream will beat EC3. That's going to be my pick for that match. Let's see here. He's giving you picked Velveteen Dream. I bet, yeah, I did. He thinks EC3 needs to win more again. That's fine. Again, it's just with I don't know if we'll go for Velveteen Dream going 1-4 at TakeOver pay-per-views. I feel like he could use like a win at some point and be taken a little more seriously at times. Good point though. He does say that the Dream does have all the charisma to afford to lose. True. Again, like as long as he still comes out looking strong and in the loss, I guess it's fine. But it would be nice to see him get a win here because wins and losses do matter at some capacity. He said he won at TakeOver New Orleans. I'm going to start catching botches on Raw and SmackDown. Oh, I'm sorry. He did not win at TakeOver New Orleans. He didn't win the ladder match. They said that the Velveteen Dream is next top star in WWE, and he's going to replace Roman Reigns as the face of the company when he goes up to the main roster. Really? Well, hopefully they don't book him like shit, like they're doing with Roman. I mean, again, Velveteen Dream's young. I mean, I know he's turning 23 soon, but yeah, he's definitely unreal. So I mean, that's the case. Cool, but again, just don't try to just shove them down our throats again. Hope that would be the case. I don't want to have another star about that. Robbie says, Mike, he really liked the ending to the Kairi Sane Aaliyah match because it showed that while Kairi is a lovely young woman and sportsman woman, she has that edge. She needs to beat Shayna. Exactly like I said. Also, it showed that he's not afraid of her at all. I definitely like that ending as well. What about you think steal the show? He thinks it's going to be Gargano and Ciampa. Could be a show stealer. I'm also going to put some money on Cole and Ricochet also being a show stealer also as well. Vince is very pleased with him. That's awesome. He is youngest. Isn't he other than Tyler Bate? Because Tyler Bate just turned 21, I think. And like I said in my review for TakeOver over NXT tonight, Aaliyah, she was a babyface, but she was definitely a full-on heel tonight. But again, I'm not going to do my turn alerts until I see her being used a little bit more seriously and, still in the heel role. So if she still appears in match here and there's a heel, then I'll do the turn alert on her. But again, I do hope Aaliyah also starts being taken a little more seriously as well. But yeah, so moving on to the next match, speaking of which was a match I think either this one or the NXT Championship match will steal the show. Adam Cole versus Ricochet for the NXT North American Championship. We had Adam Cole defended against, I think it was Wolfgang in England, and then he also defended a couple weeks after TakeOver New Orleans against Oni Lorcan, who, as Adam Cole claims, didn't know existed. So it's going to be Cole taking on Ricochet. Adam Cole, being a champion in NXT, I felt was necessary for him. And even though again with the stacked tower getting now, it was definitely hard for him to get in that position because obviously I feel like Undisputed Era will be up on the main roster by the end of the year, I feel. If not, then probably around Royal Rumble. So I felt like, there wasn't room for him in the NXT title picture. Plus, two, it was obviously the iron was hot for Aleister Black, and then, of course, the Gargano champion was eventually going to fully take over the main event, as it did. But I feel like, he doesn't really have the title any longer. I feel like, he's established stuff that he doesn't really need to have the title. I feel like, giving, the mid-card title to Ricochet would probably be the right move to go because the iron is hot for him. Eventually, I think Ricochet should have a shot, though, for the NXT championship. We're going to the main roster. You could give it to Adam Cole also, but I feel the main event scene in NXT, is a little bit, is a little crowded right now. So I feel like, Adam Cole won't really need a run with the NXT championship before going to the main roster. I mean, I guess you can say the same about Ricochet also, but I think Ricochet will make a case eventually for the NXT championship. But I do think Ricochet will win the NXT North American championship. And again, as I say, he could probably, again, as I said before with the War Games match, I'm guessing he could be a part of that as well. Again, they want to have Cole, Strong, and O'Reilly for Undisputed Era, and again, British Strong style, and Ricochet and the War Raiders. Pretty good team there. Again, even if they wanted to put Keith Lee in there instead of Ricochet, I'd be cool with that as well. But I still think the iron is hot for Ricochet, and I think this would be a good moment for him to grab a championship in NXT as well. So that's why I'm going to pick Ricochet to win the NXT North American Championship off of Adam Cole this Sunday, which could be also a show still match. Again, I'm botching again. Thanks a lot, Dakota. I can't think of these botches. But anyways, but of course, I'll when I do get to watch TakeOver probably Monday, since the matches have already happened, I won't do live reactions like I did last time. But if I would do live reactions for this match and the main event. But that's not going to be the case, unfortunately. Have you seen the winners of the Mae Young Classic yet? I have not. He predicted correctly. He was 16 for 16. Nice, yeah, but don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for us, Dakota. Don't do what Izzy did when it came to Aleister Black and Ciampa. Yeah, please don't. What about the Undisputed Era and British Strong Style, Ricochet and War Raiders with Keith Lee? Again, that wouldn't be too bad at all. That's what I was thinking. Also, again, Keith Lee could be staying with the War Raiders also, for all I care. But yep, that was my prediction for that. Move on now to match number 4, which is obviously going to be Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. Was tough because, Kairi obviously, is probably, at the highest level she could probably get for her NXT run. And I can see her by WrestleMania next year being called up to the main roster. But she's starting with someone else that I feel it doesn't have to be champion, I feel, for that case. As you know, I do think Shayna Baszler will also be up on the main roster by the end of the year. Also, it's still tough for me to decide because, although Kairi winning, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I feel like it wouldn't feel as fresh because we know that Kairi can beat Shayna Baszler. By the way, they told a little lie tonight on NXT, mentioning how Kairi Sane's been the only woman so far in WWE to beat Shayna Baszler. As a slight lie because Ember Moon technically did win the match at TakeOver Philadelphia, with Shayna. I'm sorry, I botched it. Did I botch again? I'm so sorry. Anyways, but so I think Shayna's going to retain the championship. I wouldn't mind Kairi winning it, but again, I feel like either Dakota Kai, because of the history she has. Dakota Kai is my number one pick of who should be the one to dethrone Shayna Baszler. Bianca Belair, is in a position where she probably should be in the hunt for the title, but I think it would be a little bit odd having a heel take it off of a heel champion, but I still think that based off the history, Dakota Kai needs to overcome her obstacle, Shayna Baszler, and eventually beat her just that underdog character. So that's why, I'm still feeling that. Again, Candice LeRae is someone else I wouldn't mind seeing also. Well, now that kind of idea is kind of thrown out the window because of my prediction for the main event. I was going to say I could have had LeRae and Gargano both win the championship same night, as I thought was going to be the case. But then, unfortunately, the triple threat match dropped. So now we got what we have. But I think Shayna Baszler will win the NXT women. Will retain the women's NXT. It's been a long day, guys. Shayna Baszler will retain the NXT Women's Championship, and I still going to predict she will go on to defend against Dakota Kai at TakeOver War Games 2. And if you want to go as far as that stipulation, maybe, you know, if Dakota Kai does not beat Shayna Baszler and she has to leave NXT, maybe set the odds against her a little bit more. But we'll see what happens. So I'm going to say Shayna retains over Kyrie, in my opinion. Anyways, Izzy is big. Bailey's a big fan. I know I'm on a botching spree. It should be either Dakota Kai or Candice LeRae. Could you see a Mustache Mountain breakup at TakeOver with Trent Seven upset at Tyler Bate for costing them the titles twice? Should Tyler take the fall? It would make sense, yeah, if Tyler does take the fall. Again, I feel like that could be a direction they're going. If I would like them to see them brew it, boil that pot a little bit, though, if that is the case. But maybe at least, well, I mean, they could at least start up some tension, at least, between the two of them. I feel like it was something starting up, though, and it could come to full blow at TakeOver War Games or something like that, and then it could eventually lead to a feud with Tyler Bate and Trent Seven as well, with Bate turn on Seven. So I do like that idea, Robbie. So eventually it should happen, but we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, and then finally, of course, the main event of TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is going to be Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano in a last man standing match for the NXT Championship. Now, this was supposed to be, the match in Chicago was supposed to be last man standing until they made Money in the Bank's WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, last man standing, which that was a good match. Still expected a little bit more from those two, but that was still a great match. So we're getting the match here now. It's supposed to be a triple threat match, and I was going to be predicting Gargano pinning Black. That way we have an excuse to have the third match between these two at TakeOver War Games in a Hell in a Cell match. Unfortunately, again, with Black's injury and not being able to compete, we are now back to, just these two, which could hurt this feud a little bit, because I'm not sure if they were intending to have a fourth match between these two. I'm hoping the fourth match isn't burn this feud out a little bit at all. So it's obvious to me. I feel Johnny Gargano should win this match. If Tommaso Ciampa beats him again, what direction are we really going to go with this? I mean, yeah, Ciampa, would be a good NXT champion, but the story's written there for Johnny Gargano to eventually overcome this nightmare and just refine himself again. Unless if this is Tommaso, if Johnny Gargano was rumored to be injured or something like that, and he's being written off television, then I'd say have right off, and these two come full circle again up on the main roster. Kind of like what happened, kind of like an a la Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I'm saying, but if it looks like Gargano is not going to be losing, not going to be getting rid off anytime soon. But either way, Johnny's going to win, and then probably take over War Games. They'll probably have the final match, Hell in a Cell. Gargano beats Ciampa again. I'm not sure which route they're going to go. Let's say just do. I'm not sure what route they're going to go, because to me, with the story again, it would just seem weird also for Ciampa to lose and go up to the main roster, because although Johnny won the match, it's Ciampa is still being rewarded in some ways as well. So it's still a weird situation. This feud's been great, but how to wrap it up, I'm still struggling to wrap my mind around it. I mean, I don't know if Robbie has any ideas. Well, man, I'm sure you'll probably mention yours in your TakeOver Brooklyn 4 predictions you do sometime this week as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think Gargano will be the last man standing and win the NXT Championship off his former tag team partner and good friend, his former brother, Tommaso Ciampa. So my predictions, I got Undisputed Era retaining with War Raiders making an appearance. It's going to set up, the build for War Games match. Have Velveteen Dream over EC3. Ricochet winning the North American Championship. Shayna Baszler retaining the women's championship, and Johnny Gargano becoming the new NXT champion. Those are my predictions for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, which takes place again this Saturday. The last calls we got, Mike, fantasy booking time. How about Shayna Baszler versus Dakota Kai TakeOver War Games 2, but under Shayna's terms, a submission match? Ooh, having Dakota Kai beat Shayna at her own game. I love it. We can do that. And again, if you want to put Dakota's career on the line or something like that, we can do so. But of course, as always, before I sign off, again, if there are any last thoughts, leave them in the live chat. But of course, once again, Robbie One Kenobi, my good friend here on YouTube, is destined to become a writer for WWE. Again, he books a lot of great fantasy booking videos. I know he's probably going to be booking his TakeOver Brooklyn and SummerSlam predictions sometimes when he gets the time. I still urge him as well to, pitch more ideas that he's mentioned to me before that I think he's definitely needs to get out there more often. So please check out Robbie's channel. Check out his fantasy videos. If you like what you hear, even if some of the stuff was from the past, like, the idea he had for Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt double turn, even if it's stuff in the past, still listen to his fantasy predictions. Again, he comes up with these genius ideas that would have been, make classic level pay-per-views as well. And again, I'm not just saying this because he's my friend. I do truly believe in him. So if you like what you see, please get a hashtag. Please sign Robbie trending on Twitter. That way, eventually, we can get Robbie into the WWE and kicking Road Dogg's ass out of that seat, and he becoming the head writer now for Raw or wherever the heck he's writing for. Again, he can't be writing for SmackDown, Road Dogg. You just can't be. You can't. Got it? All right. But guys, thank you once again for joining in live for these 2 streams tonight. I might have one more video coming that I'm going to upload. It's going to be on a topic video. I wanted to do based off of a suggestion I got the other day. So I might record that and upload that before I go to bed. But guys, what are your predictions for TakeOver Brooklyn 4? And again, as I mentioned, also, I will not be able to watch TakeOver Brooklyn 4 live this Saturday as I'm working 11 hours, and then I'm going to be like an hour away from home. I'm going to get home late. I get up early Sunday morning. So if I have time, so maybe I'll watch like the first hour or first match or 2. But I'm not going to be able to. I'm definitely not going to be able to finish watching TakeOver Brooklyn 4 until Monday. So once again, guys, I've said this how many times. I know my friends in the live chat will not do so, but please, no spoilers for TakeOver. Again, I'll do my SummerSlam review as soon as I get home from my friend's house on Sunday. And then Monday, I will finish watching TakeOver and do my review then as well. And then back just to the normal schedule the following week. So once again, guys, we'll first check the live chat one last time here. FYI, Evolution is an all-exclusive women's pay-per-view on the network in this October. How many times did the commentary team promote the Evolution pay-per-view on Raw this week? I mean, I just caught the highlights. I didn't take notes, but they've been finally settling down at a little bit, at least. But yeah, so guys, I'm going to be checking out here. Again, thank you to Robbie and Nicole for joining me live. Again, leave your predictions for TakeOver Brooklyn 4 down in the comment section below. Mention your expectations for this as well. And please, as always, please click my like and subscribe to more content on this channel and follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. Guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys later in my next video, whatever that may be. And until then, guys, enjoy this weekend for TakeOver and SummerSlam. It should be a fun weekend to be a wrestling fan like WrestleMania weekend was. And I will see you guys all whatever my next video is. So until then, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, everybody.